welcome back to my channel. If you want to know 5 things you need to do before taking your real estate exam, stick around.
But there's a side to you that I never knew all the things you say they were never true in the games.
Okay guys, my name is Rhonda and I am a new real estate agent here in Texas, Southeast Texas to be exact, and I want to give you 5 tips that I used prior to taking and passing my real estate exam the first time. So I scoured the internet and the land of YouTube to find everything possible in order for me to take and pass my test one time. I wanted to do it once. I was prepared to do it more than once, but I only wanted to do it once. And I was really on a time crunch. Like I really needed to start selling houses as soon as possible because I did not have a backup plan and I had no other job. So here we are. Tip number 1. I purchased this book. I actually did not get this tip from anybody else. So this is an all me thing. This is Texas Real Estate License Exam Prep, and this is by Pearson. This is actually who issued my real estate exam here in Texas. So this, I mean, I'm telling y'all, this was the holy grail. I 100% think that I passed specifically because of this book. There's a bunch of stuff in here that you can review, but the holy grail is going to be towards the back of the book. You have a bunch of practice exams, okay? That is where I spent the majority of my time when I studied. We'll get to that part next, but in my studying, I broke these into sections, and they're already broken up like that, but you can kind of break them up into whatever amount of time that you're choosing to study, and you focus on these sections, okay? You go through and you answer them yourself first. That's what I did. I went through, I wanted to see specifically how much I actually knew before I looked at any answers. So each section has a different amount of questions. Like this first section, on rights, interests, and estates had 54 questions. So I went through, answered them all myself, and then I cross-referenced with the answers in the back of the book. And then realized, okay, oh, I'm good here, or I need to study more in this section. If I needed to study more, all I did is I left the test and I went back to the beginning of the book and found that section and just spent a little bit more time in there, okay? But this book, I'm telling y'all, this is what is going to be the determining factor of whether you pass or fail. I do have this linked in my Amazon storefront. I'll make sure I link that down below for you guys as well. So that was tip number 1. Tip number 2, time block, okay? Time block your studying. Do not just think you're gonna study 6, 7, 8 hours a day for 5 days. Don't do that to yourself, okay? Time block. I actually got that tip from somebody else, and I gave myself 2 weeks from the moment I registered for the test to the day that the test actually happened. I gave myself exactly 2 weeks, and what I did is I factored in Monday through Friday, no studying on Saturday or Sunday until the weekend before my test, and I did 3 hours per day. Now, I did not think I had ADHD until I started studying for this test. And then I realized, oh, laundry needs to be done. Oh, this needs to be done. So my first week that I studied here at home for 3 hours a day. And it was more like 30 minutes for every day because I was just so distracted by everything else that I was not getting a solid 3 hours. So that following week, I made it a point. I went to the gym every morning, and then from the gym, I went directly to the library from 9:30 to 12:30. Yeah, 9:30 to 12:30. And I went they have these like tiny little rooms, literally like for 2 people. They're called cubicles. And I went in there with my study material for 3 hours every day, Monday through Friday. And I just hit this book. I will show you what else I used next on my number 3. But those solid 3 hours for the remaining 5 days was pivotal in passing this test. And I'll talk a little bit more about that when I finish with step number 5. Okay, step number 3. These are also linked to my Amazon storefront, but it is these test prep flashcards. I'm going to take a couple out so I can show you what they look like. They are separated by category, but they have different things. Like this one says income approach versus capitalization approach. So it'll, give you an ideal or whatever, and it'll give you the definition and everything on the back. Now these, like I said, are all different. They're color coded. So this one says universal agent. Okay. But then you have your card in the beginning that does show you what everything is broken into. So property ownership, land use controls, valuation, financing, general principles of agency, property conditions, contracts, transfer of title, practice of real estate calculations, specialty areas, Texas Real Estate Commission, and special topics in Texas real estate. So that's all the topics you have. I wish that I used these more, but I used them enough to where I felt like they were worth my money. They weren't very expensive, but I do have them linked down below in my Amazon storefront. So if you're interested in flashcards, I wouldn't say one or the other. I would definitely get both to pair them. I think that it's just a really good combination. If there's something in the book that you did not grasp, you pull the flashcard and just really focus on nailing it. Okay? Number 4, do more math than what you think you're going to need. Now, on my test, I think I had 7 total math questions, and they do come in the national portion of the exam. But I did all of the math in this book, all of it. Like, there is so much, and I did it all because and even after doing it all, I still did not feel confident, y'all. Like, this is just 2 pages, okay? This is just 2 pages. There are several pages of math, but do it all, okay? It's not gonna hurt you to do it all. And then on top of that, there are other sections that have like a little bit of math. Do those too. And then lastly, this is not tip number 5, but the last exam that's in your book, in this practice book, is like an actual practice. So I was hoping I was going to be able to find it for y'all. Like the actual practice national exam. And that has 100 questions on it. So do that because that's like taking the real national. That helps me tremendously. There were several questions on that practice that were on the actual test. So here it is. It says section, whatever that Roman numeral is, Texas license examination sample test. So take that, okay? Actually pretend you're taking the real test, block out all your distractions, don't use your cell phone, all that good stuff. Just use like a basic calculator. Sorry, I'm trying to get my computer to turn on and it's just being ridiculous right now. Okay, but practice it like you're really taking it, do your math, all of that. But that is my tip for you. You want to be confident. Now, even though, okay, I can't stress this enough. Even though there's only 6 or 7 math questions, if you don't focus on getting that math right and you get those 6 or 7 wrong, that could be the difference between you passing or failing your test. So you're going to feel really, really bad if you're doing your math and you're realizing I don't have a clue what I'm doing, and that's the difference between passing or failing. Like, that's not going to feel good. So just focus, do all of your math. If you don't understand it, look it up on YouTube. I'm telling you, YouTube is a lifesaver when it comes to real estate math. If there's like a specific function or formula that you're not getting, type it into YouTube. They will break it down for you and you will be good to go. Okay. Number 5. This is super important, and y'all, I am not this girly, so for me to tell you this, it must be true. Number 5, sleep well the night before. I beg of you. So the night before, we did have my daughter's birthday party, and we had it earlier in the day so that I could go home and study the evening before the test. I did my test on a Sunday morning. I had to be there at 7:30 a.m. Okay, so The night before, I was like, okay, I'm going to get some studying in. It was 7:30. I get sitting on the couch and I get my computer and I get my book out like a freaking light, y'all. And I fell asleep on the couch. It was like 7:45. I remember my daughter like taking a picture of me because I was already asleep. And then I woke up like 11 o'clock on the couch and I went to my bed, went back to sleep. Okay. I woke up at 5:30 in the morning. I had to be out of the house by 6 o'clock or 5:45. But that sleep, I didn't realize how much I needed it. It was super duper important. Now, do I think that that's like detrimental to passing the test? No, I don't think so if you're prepared. But I do think that getting that sleep, like my brain needed that in order to perform at its best on the next day. So those are my 5 tips. Get the book, get the flashcards, study, like block your time to study and really take it seriously. Okay. And then something else I wanted to talk about is how the test is actually set up. I don't see a lot of people talking about this, and maybe they do, but I didn't tune in enough. So your test is set up in 2 exams. You have your national exam, which is your 85 questions. You take that portion first. That is the part that has your math in it. So be prepared. Then once you finish with that, you have your state. And again, I'm just talking about Texas. Then you have your state exam, which is 40 questions. Okay. And that has no math in it. That is just state-based test questions. On the national exam, you can miss 20 questions and still pass. On the state exam, you can only miss 12 before you don't pass. And I was keeping track of every single question that I was not 100% sure of. So my national, I felt great about. I'm telling you, this book, like I had all the freaking confidence, and I know that I aced that exam. Like I didn't get my results back. I just got pass or fail. That's it. But I know that I aced that sucker because every single question, I think I had about 8 at the end that I was not sure of, but even those 8, I was still like, I'm 80% sure that I got it right. So I think I did really good. Now my state, I did not feel good. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to come back and retake this section because I just didn't feel like super confident in my answers. But what I felt confident in was the principles, I guess. So I understood, like, not necessarily how to answer. I didn't necessarily understand the question, but I understood the concept, I guess you could say. So it helped me pick the correct answer. And I guess I picked the correct answer because I passed. But I wasn't as confident as I was in the national. So I just want you to be prepared for that. And I think that's it for right now. Those are my tips for passing the test. If you have questions, please leave me a comment down below. Check out my Amazon storefront so you can get those awesome things. And y'all, today is October the 21st. So I'm barely, 2 weeks licensed. I'm still waiting to get added to our boards and stuff so I can get access to MLS and all of that. So I haven't sold a house yet. I haven't done anything yet, but I am doing all the legwork. I'm on the right track to getting everything in order for when I can sell my first home. So if y'all have questions, please let me know. I'm excited to begin my journey of turning houses into homes, and I hope that y'all will stick around on this journey with me. I'm going to be posting a couple more videos today while I have this time to get it all knocked out and ready to go. But y'all have a great day. Happy Monday, and good luck to everyone testing. Bye.